Welcome to Greenable Woodbridge. I am your host, Carolyn Ehrlich. And when we talk about sustainability, it involves so many things. As a matter of fact, Sustainable Jersey has 1,800 actions that can take you toward being a sustainable town. Right here at the Avenel Performing Arts Center, we're going to walk through those doors and talk about at least 5 of the sustainability actions, from brownfields to the arts to health. And today, to talk about it with us, we have Mayor John McCormick and Anthony Wilkinson, the Executive Director of Avenel Performing Arts Center.
Thank you, Carolyn. And as Carol said, we're here today with Anthony Wilkinson, the triple Emmy-winning writer, producer, actor, director, and the reason why the Avenel Performing Arts Center is working out so well. He came here to be the executive and technical director back 2.5 years before we opened on April 10th. So you've been here probably 3.5 years or so now?
It's 3.5 years.
Okay,
yes.
And we got him, as we said, in advance, and he worked with us to actually design this building, figure out everything as to what's going to be where, what amenities we're going to have, how is it all going to work. And he put together, along with Vito and Carol, a fantastic finished product that was open for almost a year when COVID hit and we had to shut down like all theaters did throughout the state and throughout the country. But now we're doing everything we can to start opening back up. We're going to talk today with a whole bunch of campers here for vocal camp.
It's TheaterCamp.
It's TheaterCamp.
Yep.
And we've also had, so the TheaterCamp is part vocal, part acting, and part dancing.
And part dancing.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so it's a wonderful opportunity for kids. They've been sold out. So Andy, let me start by saying congratulations. And we were in January, February, March, we were hitting our stride here.
Yes, I know.
We were starting to the restaurant was hitting it, shows were hitting it, the catechism, the Dixies, the face, all the things we had going on.
Yeah.
And then the virus hit.
And then the virus. And I think that was the bad news. But the good news was that we had talked about bringing educational programming to the theater, and we started discussing that long before the COVID. Right. And right before the COVID had started, we had just hired Carrie Rubino from Paper Mill Playhouse, who has...
Think about that, folks.
Yeah.
So Carrie Rubino worked in Paper Mill Playhouse.
Doing educational programming.
Doing the same thing she's doing here.
Yeah.
And that's the Paper Mill Playhouse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was a coup, getting somebody like her.
It was great. And she's been such an asset. And she literally was supposed to start right before the COVID started. So we all worked from home and we talked about it. And unfortunately, we're still on hold to do shows. But one of the good things we are allowed to do is the theater camps, which the governor allowed, which is great. So we started doing summer theater camps. And as soon as we posted it, we got an immediate response. And we were only allowed to sell a certain amount of spots because of the social distancing and because of the capacity. But even with that, we have filled up. And this is our last week this week, which has been great. And they're in there now, and they're still rehearsing. And the parents have been so receptive to it. They really like
sure. The parents want their kids to do something for the summer.
Exactly. So now the fall, we're going to be doing
I was just going to ask you that. Tell me about the fall. We're doing camps after school.
Yeah, and we're going to do, and what's great about the fall one, which I like even better, is the fall, we're going to have the same thing, 2 age groups. But they're going to meet every Monday and Tuesday, depending what age group they're in. And it's going to go on from September all the way through December. But the difference is where right now they're doing only a piece of a production, they're actually going to do a whole production.
Wow.
So they're going to do a whole musical production that the parents and their friends and family will be able to come to in December.
And then while they're here singing, dancing, and acting, are they getting exposure to camera work and sound work? Are they?
They are. They're getting everything we can possibly give them, but we also have a fabulous musical director who's been doing a lot with them musically and teaching them that stuff. Carrie has been doing what she can in the world of dance beyond the restrictions, but as we get into the fall, we're going to dig even deeper into the vocal part of this, into the dancing aspects of this, because they're going to do 2 full musical productions.
Wow.
So they'll have more, they will have more experience with the sounds and sets and lights and costuming and all that stuff. So they'll actually be part of a theater, but you have to audition. So she
All right.
holds auditions. This way she can see who fits in what area so that the quality of the production is.
Do you know the shows yet?
I do, but I can't say
Oh,
it because we
can't
don't
say.
have official permission
Okay,
yet.
okay.
We'll announce that in 2 weeks.
Okay, so if I'm sitting home, my kids anywhere from grammar school to middle school to high school, and I want to sign them up, what do I do?
All you do is go to avenelarts.com and you'll see all the information right there. You submit an audition, or you can give Carrie a call or shoot her an email, and she'll guide you right through it. It's very, very simple.
So now we have, you're not connected, you kind of oversee curtains, but so when the COVID hit, as soon as we could, we did outside dining.
Yes.
And as soon as we could expand that, we did. And now we're expanding it even further into the parking lot. And we're going to put a stage here, our smaller stage, and keep it here for a couple of months.
That's great.
And some of the shows that you could otherwise have put on indoors, we can put on outdoors.
We hope so.
What's worked out
So-
really good is the local bands. The local
Yeah.
bands come, they play
Yeah.
2 men, 3 men, and they pack the place
Exactly.
with their fans.
Yeah, exactly. I think like a lot of venues in New Jersey right now, and a lot of venues across the country, we're all just playing it here, day to day. But we have, when we are allowed to finally start doing stuff, we have some great programming, which I'm excited to get back inside.
I'm trying to find a creative way that we can have adults in the theater sitting down 6 feet apart, every other seat, every other row, and call it adult theater camp, but all you do is sit there. I don't know. Something. We got to be creative here. Come on, maybe you could take a class for 5 minutes and go rest for 2 hours. I don't know. There's got to be something we can come up with.
It works for me. It works for me.
We got to get some people in the door. But we did have a very nice dance recital.
It was great. We had a few actually.
The Woodbridge
We had-
School of Dance. I
Yeah.
thought that was terrific because they had
and Metuchen.
Emma Touchin?
Emma Touchin,
So we
yeah.
had, classes, so a 45-minute recital, then
Yeah.
clean for 15,
Yep.
and the parents come in for that class and leave.
Yep.
And then a different
was
group
great.
of parents, and we
Yep.
made $1,000 on it, and we got exposure for all those parents to say,
Yep.
wow, they got this here in Woodbridge.
Yep.
It's terrific.
And this Saturday, the Uptown Girls are coming in to shoot a music video inside the theater. So they're renting the theater to do their music video.
Oh, really?
So that'll be fun, yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, so that's this Saturday.
So let's come up with more stuff to
So-
get people in the door.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing what we can with the restrictions we have.
Right.
And hoping he'll loosen them more a little bit soon.
So this is Greenable Woodbridge, not Arts Woodbridge. So let's talk about the connection.
Okay.
Now you have here for recently, but we go back to 2009 is the most environmentally
Sure.
sustainable town in the state of New Jersey. We've won 10 of 11 years. 2014, they asked us not to submit because we won 3 or 4 years in a row, and they thought it would be great if someone else won it. I graciously agreed. I shouldn't have because I'd rather be 11 for 11 than 10 for 11. But we didn't do it. We were nice people. So we have a big history with sustainability.
Yeah.
But now when you take a sustainable town and you say now you're bringing in the arts thanks to you and Carol Vito and the owners of this facility, everybody worked together. What does that mean to a town to have all that going on?
Well, I mean, I think what I have, even just the feedback that I've gotten from a lot of the people coming into the theater over the past year, and even now throughout the COVID, I think it just really brings such positive energy into the community to finally bring the arts to this area, because it's something that has been and always will be something that really brings just some sort of notoriety to the area. It brings, I mean, who doesn't love the arts? And the arts can be broken up into so many different facets in the world of comedy, showcasing dance, arts, culture, acting, singing. And I think that's what's great about this venue is because of the way it was built, because of the location, we're able to do so much, and we have. So, and there's something for everyone, there's something for every age group. So no matter where you are artistically or what interests you, there is something for everyone, whether it be the senior groups, which we have a great, phenomenal senior lineup, and then we have the kids. So we're really doing something with everything. We've had everything from children's programming to, and we just continue to grow in that way and see what people like. But what we have learned, or at least what I've learned being here, is that we do have a very diverse community here. Very diverse, both ethnically, there's a lot of different, and just in terms of what people like. So, so we're able to do a large variety of programming, which you don't see in a lot of other venues, which is great.
So when did you first see this facility when it was an abandoned chemical factory. Had you physically seen that?
Well,
Or was it torn down when you got
it
here?
was dirt. It was dirt when I came here.
So the building was not here?
No, there was nothing here. This
Okay,
was
so we had already
all
started on the
dirt.
demolition.
Right. And I remember I was thinking, do I really want to come to work in dirt?
Well, you had to share the vision. If you didn't buy into the vision, we never would have scored you coming here.
I know, but I didn't. I've always been that way. Like even like I remember like when I would see pictures of a house, I would be like, oh, that looks nice. But until you actually see it, I mean, I just couldn't picture it. I kept looking at the vision though, thinking this could really be something. And then as it started to come together, I was just blown away by how this. I mean, I think it's met the expectations.
Exceeded, I would think.
Beyond and
And
beyond.
the fact that this was a very contaminated, very polluted, abandoned chemical factory, I guess, essentially, with things in the ground that don't belong anywhere near. And the company came in and did not just, the easy way to just cap it, but when you do residential, you have to clean it out. You can't just cap it. And that's why we didn't want a warehouse. We didn't want a strip mall. We didn't want an office building, because then you could cap it and the stuff stays in the ground. And all the people in the neighborhoods who have the wells and they're monitoring it. Now they're going to be here for a couple of years, but at some point, because we took the stuff out, turned off the spigot, it'll be gone and they can remove the wells from their house. But the fact that this was such an environmental catastrophe and it's turned into something that if we just cleaned it up, it would have been great. You could clean it up and put a swing set. It would have been a success. But we cleaned it up and put a $9 million arts center / bar restaurant, and that's just amazing.
It is incredible, and not to, and unfortunately, what's going on in New York with so much down due to the coronavirus. I've actually received quite a few phone calls of people who are looking, and I actually just sent somebody over there yesterday. We have a lot of people from the arts world who are interested now in coming here because they can't afford to live in the city anymore, and the city is unfortunately going through a lot. So I know that was originally the vision of. Well,
it was the we didn't do this because of the virus. We had the vision that downtown luxury apartments by trains was going to be the way to go.
Right.
And I think now that less and less people want to live in the city for $3,000 or $4,000 a month. They're going to migrate out here for $2,000, $2,500 a month. And I think the downtowns are going to just explode. It's going to be phenomenal.
I think so too. I'm hearing it a lot. I know a lot of people, even the agents that I deal with to book the shows, they've told me that almost 90% of their roster have left Manhattan.
Really?
Because they don't want to take that kind of risk and they can't afford the rent right now.
And
so Jersey's becoming very appealing.
Look at what the virus did to the city. I mean, you're in such close quarters all the time with people you don't know, subways and walking on streets and crowding into restaurants and crowding into stores and all the different sports and arts venues. It's just a petri dish.
Exactly.
For illnesses.
I know. So I don't see people running back there very quickly, and especially people who are in the arts, because there's not enough work. So if they can find somewhere that is accessible to the city, where you're a train stop away, where they can go and audition and still be in an arts community, I think it's very appealing right now to people in our world.
And I think the fact that we're government owned and we don't have the burdens of taxes, we don't have the burdens of debt and interest payments. We can run this place. Now, we're not making money. I don't want anybody to think we're making money here. We are not. But it's a short-term pain for what's going to be a long-term gain, because we, like I said, in March, we were hitting the stride. And I think we would have finished 2020 with a minimal loss or a minimal gain, but then 2021, we're going to blow it away. But now we're delayed by probably 6 to 9 months on that. But the fact that we are a government-owned facility, we can afford to stay open. Do you see a lot of places across the theaters closing?
I don't see any theaters closing, but I see a lot of them. Some of the larger venues that are higher risk, or what they're considering higher risk, are going to take a little later to open. Where venues like ours will open as soon as the governor gives some sort of indoor leniency.
Now, one of the things we always said is that this will be the first domino of a domino effect of downtown Avenel. So already, I don't know if you've ever been to Feed Your Soul soul
Yeah,
food
it's a
restaurant. It's
great
really
one.
cool.
Yeah.
I haven't gone there during the virus. I got to find a way to get out there and take out. I don't know if they have outside dining, but they have takeout. Now, Margie's across the street
Yes.
is allegedly sold. It didn't close yet, but it's going to be an Italian restaurant run by a resident who's got a very famous restaurant. I can't say that either, like you can't say that. I can't say that, but we're psyched because we made a bid on it.
Yeah.
We were going to buy it and turn it into another restaurant. But we're just as happy with somebody else buying it and turning it into a restaurant.
Yeah.
So we have parking at the Union Hall. We're going to let them use that, and they're going to expand and put a pizza oven in. But there's an example of what's happening further up the street across Route 1. Sorrento's made a big investment. Rocco's down the street. We've got the Italia around the corner. We've got Frankie's. What's Avenel Street? Help me.
Not right. You said Rocco's.
No, it's right there. Well, help me. Right there.
With the green awning?
Yeah, with the green
Yeah.
awning. And then you got the burger place on the corner, Slider Up. They made an investment. What's the name of Dominic's?
Dominic's. There
Dominic's.
You go.
So you got a lot of people investing around here now because of this, and New Jersey Transit at 38 stops.
Yeah.
So this is the impetus for a revitalization of Avenel.
Yep.
It's just absolutely tremendous. And when downtown Woodbridge starts taking off, the same thing is going to happen. All those little stores are going to become little niche restaurants.
Yeah.
We've already got the Riffy site built by Prism is going like gangbusters. They'll probably be open next year. We already have restaurants looking in there.
Oh, yeah.
I can say Eric, right? Eric LeGrand, probably the most famous resident of Woodbridge, maybe of all time. I mean, he's so well known, literally internationally. Eric wants to open up LeGrand Coffee House in one of the pads at the Riffy site, so people will pull in, pull out, or they'll likely park, get their coffee, go to the train. I mean, Eric LeGrand is going to invest in a business in his very own downtown Woodbridge Township.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
That's great.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So when I told the developers, whatever you got to do to get this guy in there, you got to give him a discount, get him in.
Yeah.
Because he brings Rutgers. You know, he's got such a great following. He's going in the Rutgers Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So how can you go wrong when Eric LeGrand owns a little store, 200 feet from Town Hall, 500 feet, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So the point is, this is such an amazing magnet for downtown Avenel. And you asked Corey Spiller. Corey's on Zillow, and Corey follows his house value. And like every 2 or 3 weeks, he sends me another text and says, look, it's up 2,000. Look, it's up 3,000. Because he knows people want to live here.
Yes.
And they're taking the average. They watch the sales. They know that the market is great down here.
They do.
So that's the vision, folks. Downtown Woodbridge is going to become like downtown Avenel.
That's great.
This is Anthony Wilkinson, as I said. Well, tell me, all right, you got 3 Emmys from, is it Days of Our Lives? One Life to Live. All right. So now you bring all those talents. You can produce, you can act, you can direct, you can, what else? Anything.
I can't dance.
You can't sing either.
I can't sing either.
No, we know that. That's okay. But you got everything else covered. You get everything else covered. Let me tell you, all of a sudden, we'd met you, right? Anthony did a speech at Colonial High School, and Phil Nicole's wife, Ann, is the guidance counselor there. She says, you got to come listen to this guy. So I come and I stand in the back with the principal and some teachers, and we're listening, and there's a whole 1,300 kids in the gym, 1,200 kids in the gym. You could have heard a pin drop. Everybody listening to every single word you said, and you talked about being bullied. You talked about being bullied because you're gay, and the way you got picked on and ridiculed and mocked and all that, and the fact and how that impacted you, and how you overcame all that. And there's these kids, every single kid, the jocks, the nerds, the actors, the artists, everybody in class, no matter what their game was paid attention to you. And it was remarkable.
I got to tell you, that is definitely, it was something that started about maybe, I'd have to look online, but it was probably like 12 years ago. And I remember my supervisor from New Dorp High School, she had called me and asked me to come back and speak to the kids. And it was something I was very against, but then, someone said to me, if you can help one other person. And it hit home. So I did it. And I didn't realize it was going to be something that I was going to really take to. So people kept asking me. So that's been kind of like my give back.
Right.
That's been like my charity. So whenever a school comes to me and says, we would love you, I always, I never take money for it. I always go, unless there's something that for some reason I can't, I will always go. And I did Ocean Township, I did Woodbridge Township, I did a couple of other venues, and in Jersey and Texas and New York, and it's something that I obviously haven't done it now because the schools have been closed, but even in this calendar year, once we do get back to some sort of new normal, I would always welcome the opportunity to go to speak to a school.
And I believe in giving back too, because I go to grammar schools and teach kids how to do bank reconciliations. Yeah. I said, here's the statement that comes to the bank. Here's your mom's checkbook. You look for the check in the checkbook. If it cleared the bank, you check it. If it doesn't, you circle it. You deduct it over here. The deposit didn't make it, so it's a deposit in transit. Don't forget the service charges. And I educate the kids.
There you go.
First graders, second graders.
Go.
It's great. It's
That's
great. So then Vito Simaluku, who's now our business administrator. Back then he was the recreation director, and we put this under the recreation department, so he oversaw the whole construction. And he had what I don't know how long his career is going to be, hopefully as long as I'm here, and maybe then some, but he had the single best idea that I've ever heard him have. And one day he said, I got the guy who can run our theater. And Carol and I are looking at each other. Were you with me? And we're thinking, of course, if I was doing town business, of course. And who could be talking about? And he says, Anthony. And I said, what? How come I didn't think of that? And I'm mad at myself. Like, of course. But now it is my idea, folks, because all good ideas are mine. So even though I just told you the story how it wasn't, I get widely credited with discovering Anthony Wilkinson, which I sort of did because I saw you first before Vito did. But anyway, Vito says, I got the guy who can run the theater for us, Anthony. And here we are.
I love it.
Well, we'll save the last couple of minutes. We'll go inside and talk to some of the kids, hopefully, and ask them about their experiences in our camp. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. The great Anthony Wilkinson, Executive and Artistic Director of the Avenel Performing Arts Center.
Come visit, come see a show.
Okay, now we're inside, and we're at the camp, and there's 10 kids here, and they're doing singing, dancing, and acting. Right now, they're doing singing. We're going to walk around and say hello to them.
Danielle.
And where are you from?
I'm from Keysby.
Keysby, okay. Tell me what you like so much about them. First of all, where do you go to school?
Middlesex County Votech.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay. So tell me about the camp and your favorite part.
Yesterday we did improv. Well, it's my first week, even though they had prior weeks, and I thought that was pretty fun. So.
Really? So you just get up and start telling stories and jokes and...
Yeah.
Kind of like being the mayor. All right. Thank you.
Kaylee. I live in Port Reading, and I'm going to Woodbridge High School.
Do you do any acting or dancing and singing in high school?
No, I'm on the cheer team, though. So.
Okay. And what do you like the best so far about this?
I really like improving, so.
Okay, cool.
I'm Joshua. I go to JFK. I'm from Woodbridge.
Okay. And what do you like about the camp?
I really like singing and dancing.
Do you do that in your school?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm Jonathan.
All right. Where are you from?
Woodbridge.
And what school do you go to?
JFK.
All right. Tell me about your experience so far. You like singing, dancing, acting? What do you like best?
I think I like singing.
All right, cool.
J-Lo.
Where are you from?
From Rahway.
Rahway? How'd you get in? I'm only kidding. We like Rahway. You have a great mayor. What grade are you?
I'm going into 7th grade.
Oh, 7th grade. You're a young one. And tell me about the camp so far.
Well, I really like the monologues and the improv.
Really? Now, what made you know about this camp if you're from Rahway? How did you find out about it?
From their website and on the internet, like Gmail and stuff.
Oh, really? So somebody sent it to you, or you went looking for a camp?
My mom was looking for one.
Oh, okay, great, great.
I'm Caitlin, and I'm going into 9th grade. I go to Middlesex County Votech also.
Where'd you go to grammar school?
Avenel Middle.
Okay.
And, sorry.
Go ahead. Did you do any artsy things there?
Well, I go for music to high school, so.
Oh, you go for music?
Yeah.
Is that music production, music
like
writing?
instrumental music.
Instrumental music.
Yeah.
So you play versus sing?
Yeah.
But now you get a chance to sing?
Yeah. I also like singing, but I do more instrumental.
My name is Heidi, and I go to Avenel Middle School.
Okay.
And I do choir, and I also do band.
Oh, wow, you do both. What do you like best? Which one better?
I like choir better.
Okay, and how'd you get hooked up in the camp here?
My mom saw on Facebook that this camp was going on, and I really like music and acting, so I wanted to sign up.
My name is Penelope, and I go to Avenel Middle School.
and I like acting a lot.
You do? And are you in the plays there?
No, this is my first play.
Okay, and are you looking forward to doing an after-school camp in September? You looking forward to coming to that and trying out for the big show they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Olivia,
Olivia, where do you go to school?
St. John the Apostle and Clark,
Okay, and where you live?
Rahway.
Rahway, another Rahway kid. So how did you find out about this camp?
My dad's godmother found it.
Okay, and so you were looking for something to do? What's your history? Do you do any art stuff already?
I've done many school plays.
Oh, really? As an actor or backstage or singing or producing, directing?
Singing and acting.
Okay, cool.
I'm from Edison.
Edison, oh my goodness, what's your name?
Avni. I go to Woodrow Wilson Middle School.
Okay.
And I just like acting and singing in like the shower, so.
Singing in the shower? Who doesn't? Doesn't everybody like singing in the shower?
And I found this camp from like my dad. He rented out a building like like down there. So he saw it and he asked me if I wanted to join, and I did. And
oh wow, okay. All right, well thanks for coming out, guys. We love this. We think it's terrific, as we just filmed the whole thing about the arts. This is a wonderful theater. It's going to be here for a long, long time, and we're very, very proud of it. And we have Anthony. I'm sure you met Anthony before. He is our executive and artistic director. If you didn't meet him, you will. He's like the triple Emmy winner on soap operas. He's got nominated 11 times. He won 3 times. So he's here to help teach you too. So it's a wonderful opportunity. I hope you make the most of it. Okay, we're here now with Carrie Rubino, who was formerly employed by a new startup theater, small little place in Millburn, New Jersey called the Paper Mill Playhouse. You've probably never heard of it. And you now, we scored a major coup. We got you to come here. So you're the marketing manager, but what we loved about you is your passion for kids, your passion for teaching, your passion for sharing, and the fact that you can educate and have camps and teach.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, my passion is theater education. I truly believe it will change the world. I believe it will heal the world, because we learn about empathy through watching others. So by participating in theater and by watching theater, we learn human empathy, and that, I believe, is something that is not missing, but lacking some in our world today.
It's pretty much missing in a lot of people I know.
Yeah, so I do believe it teaches empathy, and I think empathy is going to heal our world. I think it's what we need.
What is your history? Are you a high school thespian?
No, I learned all of my skills at Paper Mill Playhouse. I learned teaching there. I really do enjoy it the most out of all the things that I do. I do love watching that aha moment on a student's face. I love the light bulb going off, like really clicking and connecting and understanding what theater is. Theater is living a false reality through our own truths. So by living those truths, we connect with the whole world.
So growing up, you didn't aspire to be in theater?
I loved performing. I soon realized in college I probably wasn't cut out for in front of the stage. I loved being behind the stage.
Well, you did some performing?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up doing theater on stage.
Okay, so your history is this, okay.
Yeah, but I found my passion working behind the scenes, directing, stage managing, being that person that people need to push forward. So the actors need that person to connect it all together. Was
Paper Mill Playhouse your first job behind the scenes?
It was.
And how did you get that? Did you see an ad in the paper? You knew somebody?
No, it's a funny story. My last year in college, I needed 6 credits to graduate, and my friend who I took classes with was like, work at Paper Mill, I work there, we'll give you your 6 credits, don't worry. And after that internship, they gave me my 6 credits and they gave me a full-time job.
Wow, what a great story.
It literally is, one-stop shopping.
And how long were you there?
18 years.
Wow, you don't even look that old.
Thank you. I started when I was 12.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, we are thrilled to have you, and just the fact that we just saw some of the kids in there, and I watched you in action while we were waiting to get this whole thing, started.
Yeah.
And it really is cool, the fact that you've brought your passion and your exuberance for the arts and for teaching, so it's wonderful.
Thank you.
So what, are you going to do something in the fall too?
Yes, I'm super excited. We're going to start a theater company, the Avenel Performing Arts Company.
Okay.
2 different groups, a younger and an older group, that will put together a musical. So this is real skill building. This is learning the things we need to get to that point. So I'm really hoping some of these students will transfer it to the fall, where we can really put it all together. Sets, lights, costumes, the whole 9.
So last thing, if somebody wants to sign up for that, how do they do it?
Go to our website, avenelarts.com. All the information will be there. How to audition. This is going to be an audition-based company, just to see what we have, what we're going to work with.
Do I have a shot?
You're the lead. You're going to be the lead.
Well, I saw you might can't. You shouldn't say that. I saw you're going to do maybe do Seussical. Seussical's part of this.
Seussical,
they have a role
yeah.
for the mayor in Seussical.
They do. There's
They
Mr.
do?
Mayor. Absolutely.
Except I don't think they have a little yellow hat that fits my head. But anyway,
We'll find one.
So Carrie Rubino is a fantastic asset for the Avenel Performing Arts Center. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
For being here now and for everything you do and everything
Thank
you're
you.
going to do.
Very sweet. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching Greenable Woodbridge and for being part of the excitement and part of the change.